field and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. Now on 2nd and 13. Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Matt Bosher now. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Off the bootleg. Wells buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Off the bootleg. Wells. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Andy Janovich, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. Operating from the gun. Wells. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Bell. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a jet shaking up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for New York. This is taken at the 18. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Offense.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Jordan Willis.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
60 Pittsburgh.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
50, plant.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. The Panthers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we're up.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This one taken from the 7. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Off play action. Wells sliding out of the pocket. On the run. He'll let this go. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 42 yards.
Here we go.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Wells flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the... And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A quick throw out wide, caught by Crowder. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
They go again with Cannon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Let's go now.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Get it.
Off play action. Wells. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game as his guys continue to pour it on.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll start on the ground with Cannon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Darnold. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
Here we go. Here we go.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. A solid first half for him, and so far a good start to the second half.
And I'm going to try not to go overboard with praise here, but I can't help it. He is playing so well. Really accurate with the ball.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, 60 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And New York set